There it is. Good morning. How's everyone? It is early. It's late for me. I pushed it back. I was going to go live at like 8 this morning, but I figured, you know what? It's 8 for me, but I'm on the East now, so everybody else is like 5 a.m. So I pushed it back a little bit. And we do things for the people who stay up all night, but we really don't get to go and see the daytime people. So here we are. We are here in the daytime. And I actually went to sleep yesterday. I wonder too, this is going to sound strange, but I'm going to say it anyway. I wonder if, and see, for all our Australian people and the people in the UK, they get to see it in the evening for them now too. My brother was watching X-Files last night. I don't usually go to sleep at night. You look sleepy just means you look bad. That's what that. Just the way a person comes up to you, say, "Oh, you look tired." You're just trying to say, "I look horrible." That's all that is. But last night I actually went to sleep. I very, very rarely go to sleep at night. But I did last night, and I swear it felt like 7 people were just walking around the room. And I kept falling asleep, sitting right here. And I'm like, okay, let me just try to go to sleep then. And then I got all this commotion. Like I just felt like 7 different people were walking around. Somebody was like looking at me this way, and that was a good thing. Ancestors coming to look at you and all this type of stuff. So it was interesting. I liked it. I can't say it was weird because it wasn't weird, or it wasn't even unique. It was different. But I liked it, like I said, because I had just got done the previous day talking to Jen and Becca about, I do readings for myself Like I write it down for the week. And last week, all I got was death, death, death. Like death was everywhere. That's all I like. Something about death, 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 death. Like everything was death, and I'm like, what in the world is going on here? And I didn't do a reading to clarify why I kept getting everything about death. And I'm like, okay, so I just we'll say disregard that. Nobody died last week, so it wasn't that. But Jen did a reading for me, and she said, oh, it's someone trying to get you to open up your mediumship and talk to more ancestors or, all that type of stuff. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense because previously that's what I had gotten to is, we want you to open up your mediumship, right? And so I go to sleep that night and I tell you, it just felt like it was a room full of people. And I have my little ancestor bowl and it was open. I usually close it for when, y'all can go rest and do other things, but I left it open last night. And last night, everybody in the whole world that ever knew me, they decided they wanted to come visit. That's how it felt to me anyway. So yeah, there we go. That's my little story for this morning. But it felt like one of them, because this is how it sparked the conversation, because this is weird. This one is weird. When I close my eyes, I feel like I have to close them twice. This is strange. Like I close them and then I can still see something. Like I feel like I can see the whole room still. And I'm like, why? And then it feels like, okay, then another, kind of like alligators they have two eyelids. Just like you need to close one, your physical eyelid, and then another one needs to close. So it's very weird. And that didn't used to be that way. But I'll accept it. Bring it on. Like, I need to get out of my own way and stop chasing away spiritual gifts when they try to give it to me. So, whatever. Bring it on. What do you got? Let me see. So, there's that. Oh. But nobody died for me. So that was personal. They're personal readings. I'm not talking about readings for the country, personal readings. So nobody I know died. So here's another thing. I just now noticed all of my crystals are gone. That was in that box that's missing. In that box that's missing is my cell phones. I had a bunch of old cell phones. So that stuff is gone. The keepsakes is gone. My crystals are gone. My oils are gone. So yeah, that's special. Well, thank you. I like this shirt too. I need to buy me some because I want plain shirts. I don't want writings on them except for my ones that I got from Teespring. And so I threw away a whole bunch of different shirts that I had because they all had writing and stuff on them. I want plain shirts. Since I bought all these things, it's like, okay, they look better with the plain shirts instead of the writing and stuff all underneath it. And then they tend to drown out the necklace. But the crystals, when I did my little crystal readings, all those are gone. So yeah, there's that. Now I got all of these, but these are my pendants. I have a lady. The lady who made this is actually wrapping me a bunch of pendants. And so there you go. No, because I didn't do a reading on the missing items. I did that a long time ago. The death was what I just explained. Do. And change my number. So, anywho, yeah, they're gone. We did that too Sunday. When we leave the live stream on Sunday, me, Jen, and Becca go run off to the corner, and we we have a 4-hour chit chat. The after show, as we call it, is longer than the actual readings. Good morning, Joanne. But I'm just taking inventory of what's missing. I don't even care about it. I don't care enough about it to where it's going to upset me. It's just stuff. I'm not materialistic, so I don't really care. But I just decided I would say, hey, that's missing too. Yeah, buy new stuff. Only thing I really cared about was my telephones. Because if you turn them on, I think you could possibly still get into all the stuff that's always signed on anyway. Like YouTube. I changed all the passwords to everything, but still. It's still ridiculous. But anyway, I don't need that either because it's stuff. So who cares? Thank you, David Lee. Oh, I always have a good week. It's not a bad week. I'm just throwing that all out there. But I did some more videos. I actually had no more videos for the month. So I did some more just now before I came on here. So I technically right now don't have anything to read on. So I thought I'd just come over here and we chit and chat like we do. And no, I can't get it. It's just stuff. You can always buy new stuff. Like I remember someone broke into my house once and stole all my mother's jewelry. This was after she passed away. And so I kept all her rings and all that stuff. And somebody stole it all. And you would think I'd have been upset about that, but no. I mean, they're just stuff too. You know, it's just stuff. And besides, anything you take carries an energy because you did something malicious and took it. You took that energy with you. So, I mean, good luck with that. He's following you. Just so you know. No, they're my people. I asked. I asked. I love doing those lives. They're very fun. I try to get some of the other people. I wish like everybody would, because, you know, we need stuff to watch during the week. You know, sometimes it's just entertaining. I need everybody to do lives. But I also need YouTube to tell me when people go live. Jace went live the other day. I seen Larry Gordon, a couple of people actually caught it. I didn't even know. It's like, oh my God. But yeah, anywho, I need Gonga to go live. Gonga's house is closing. I think she's supposed to be today at 9 a.m., which I think is right now where she is because it's 10 Central. So she would be 9 Mountain. So she should be at her closing right now. And so she's going to have a house coming pretty soon. Yeah, me too. Like every time Becca goes live, I get it like 10 minutes later. Well, it's 10 minutes, but still. Because when I get in the room, she's already doing her, hey, how you doing? And she's been on there for 10 minutes. It's like, well, why am I? And mind you, is another thing too, YouTube. I got a notification. I got this a couple times, or actually more than a couple times. But I got a notification. Oh, such and such has posted a video. That video was 5 days ago, and then it's posting a notification now. Like, why? See, I get a email. I don't get the email. I get the notification on YouTube. Well, that's all I watch. I don't have a TV. Well, actually, there's 2 TVs in this house, and I don't watch either one of them. And I was unsubscribed from a person. It's like, how do you get unsubscribed from people? I can't do the email because it drives me bonkers to have a bunch of emails, because it does it already. I get emails from YouTube about comments. It's like, ugh. I'm surprised this notification went out. I have done reading on spiritual gifts. Here's what I say, though, because this is the same for me. Talk to your spirit, your ancestors, your guides, your whatever. It's not a God thing. You don't have to go that high. Talk to the stuff in between. Like I said, there's something between here and there. Talk to your guides, your ancestors, and that sort of thing. Tell them you are open to receiving your spiritual gifts or to understanding your spiritual gifts, and then see if they work with you. See if that works for you. If not, then try something else. Yes, I have been taking. I think what they do. I know what they do, but I don't know why it happens to me or other people. But they do a sweep of bot accounts and old accounts or deleted accounts that aren't all the way deleted. Because to delete an account, there's a process to it. So they go through and they sweep out old accounts or fake accounts or something like that. And sometimes we collateral damage, I guess. Do you need a reading on spiritual gifts, Jules? Or were you just asking? Oh, I can't believe people are still going to them stupid rallies. Good morning, Diane. Oh, yeah, I did some oracle readings this morning to put those on the channel, too. I think I did like 10 oracle readings or so. Well, good luck to you, Kate. Good luck to you. I got my candle on. I'll put some oil in it for you. You know what I don't have now that I look at myself? I don't have anything to shave. I have to go buy something to get all this off my face. They can subscribe to that thing, that channel right now that you're using, Connie, to type. They can subscribe to that. That's technically a channel. There doesn't have to be anything on it for it to be your channel. That's your channel. Because that's how that's what Jace is used. She just uses the thing that she uses to talk in the chat room. That's your technical channel. Well, thank you. I like it. I'm a red person, but it's not. Hi, Sue. Yeah, that's Lord. I can't. This shirt came from Big Lots. If y'all have one of those, I think y'all have that out there. Because when I got here, I didn't have any clothes. So since I was looking for a table and we were already in the Big Lots, I just grabbed some shirts out of there too. Didn't find a table because they said, oh, because of COVID, we don't have anything here. Okay. I mean, Ganga said this too in her video yesterday, that she went to a furniture store and they told her that everything that you see, we don't have because of COVID. And I'm thinking to myself, everything is open. And I do get that there are some supply and demand issues still, but how you even got no tables? And why are you at work? You in this department, this little furniture department. So every time you come in here, all you gonna say is what? I'm sorry, we don't have that. I'm sorry, we don't have that. Why are you here? You're not even selling anything. You don't have none of this. Like, get out of here. Lord. Yeah, we have, I don't know where it is from here. It's not walking distance. There's a Big Lots that I went to. That was the first thing we did when I got here, was try to find me a table because I wanted to do my readings, and I think Sunday was coming. That's the problem. I ordered a table before I even got here, and then it got here broken. And so I'm like, well, Sunday is tomorrow, because it was a Saturday when I got here. And I'm like, see, he said he can't sell the display because he don't know when to get another one in. Okay, well, when you get another one in, build another, anyway. I used to work for Big Lots a long time ago. I get it. And I worked in the furniture department and I hated it. But when we got here, I didn't have a table. So I'm like, let me go search for a table. And I couldn't find one because they didn't have one. And I'm like, I'm too tired to go from store to store to store to store. I'll go home and we'll just call it a day. There is a little shelf that y'all seen me reading on that Sunday. In the corner of the room, I guess you can put something on it. I sat there and I read on the little shelf. So that's what I had. Our Big Lots didn't have clothes either when I worked for Big Lots in Oklahoma though. We didn't have clothes. We had everything else in the world. And then I worked in the furniture department. And the reason I hated it is because you had to build displays. I'm not that person. I didn't apply to work in the furniture department. I was on the front end of the store, but they couldn't keep anybody in the furniture department, at least not competent people in the furniture department. So they made me go back there. I'm like, oh. But Jules is just a champion shirt. You can find that anywhere though. But well, go to the store. The stores, they need help. But I was gonna say just do what I was gonna do and Amazon a bunch of different shirts in different colors because that's what I want. I just want a bunch of different colors of shirts. That way, when I wear all my stuff, then you can see it and it stands out. Instead of having a shirt full of writing. Like I'm tired of stuff being on the shirt. Yeah, that's what we sold. We sold mainly food and furniture. We had all kind of furniture though: dining room table, couches, beds, frames, all that crap. It was hated it. I didn't have to move none of it, so that was a good thing. And they sold a lot of it too. I don't want writing on my shirts anymore, except the ones that I have that are specific to me, like for the channel. But that's it. Look, it's too busy. I'm tired of busy clothes. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Double A. Or good evening where you are, huh? Thank you, Laura. I've been washing my hands. No, we ain't done nothing. I just been chit-chatting. It was like 60 degrees this morning when I went outside. I loved every second of it. I miss the cold. Girl Gone Wireless, if you think somebody has, then just cleanse. Like you don't have to try to track it down. Light you a black candle reflects. We're gonna take you a salt bath. You don't have to get like in water and all that. You can just take the water and spritz it or however you want to do. Or there's some ways to curse break. I've seen a hat on Etsy. It said it was one of them red MAGA hat. Well, it looks like a MAGA hat, and it said "Made you look, Black Lives Matter." So that's very trolly. I need that hat. Oh, that's nice. Do curses work? Yes, they do. Curses are very bad to do, though. So from my own experience, I'll tell you this. So my family, half of my family, my mother's side of the family, are from Louisiana. And we have a lot of, I won't say voodoo priestess, but we have a lot of people who know voodoo. And voodoo is not a bad thing. Like I say, it's like a gun or a knife. You can use it for something good or you can use it for something bad. It's just a thing. And so we have a lot of people who know spell work, and then they pass it down and pass it down and pass it down. There is a lady. Oh, I don't know who she was. Somebody's aunt and mother, you know, up the family tree. She would cast curses. I mean, they were basically women who just did hexes. Her and her daughter. That's pretty much what they did. But when you are trying to bless someone, you can pull from energy outside of you, which is how you feel better afterwards. You can pull from energy outside of you and bless somebody with that same energy. When it is a curse, it is coming from the inside. So it takes from you to go outwards. So it will damage your actual physical body because it literally needs to suck something out. Nature needs a balance. If you want me to create this energy, then I got to get it from somewhere. You're not going to get it from the light. You're going to get it from the inside. You can bless with the light. You cannot curse with the light. And so it is going to get it from somewhere. So it's going to pull from you. Like these are her legs and they were bent in. It's like eventually over time, it will damage your body somehow. And it was usually skeletal the way I've always seen it. You will be twisted and broken. Her daughter, she was 49, I think she was. And she was basically in the letter C. She was humped over like she had osteoporosis in the worst way. But that's all they did was cast curses. And so these, you know, will draw from you. It will eat you alive. So it's not something you want to do. Now, there is binding. And I had to do that the other day. Binding is not cursing. Binding is a shield, basically. Binding is when somebody has done something to you or at you, against you. That is you protecting yourself from them, i.e. So I'm here right now. This morning, I took my lap around, my walk and all that. I don't film them anymore because somebody decided they wanted to post my address for everybody to see under my walk video. And so I'm like, okay, so here we are with this stuff. Now, mind you, they didn't get the right address, but still the fact that they got close enough. They got the place I was walking around in at least. And so I'm like, okay, so since we want to do that, so what I did, and it's simple, I'm going to teach it to you. Well, I'm going to teach you the whole thing because this is something that was given to me. But basically what I did a reading. I took those cards and you placed them around you like in a circle. And then I talked to my guides, my ancestors. What I say is I'll leave out. And I take something in my hand. I bind that person to this thing. I bind them and their intent to this thing, and I bury it outside. So that person who wanted to post my address for the whole world is buried outside. So that's what I did. And right after I did that, it started to rain. So process is done. Process is over. I had a post about that, and they told me to take it down because all of your interactions with or around or regarding this person need to be done. Because if you're going to give it to us and leave the rest of that alone. So I deleted it. I don't think about it no more. You do what you need to do. I did what I needed to do. The end. So that was a binding. That wasn't a curse. That was you and your efforts against me will fail type of thing. Now I know a curse. I know one in particularly, but I won't do that because like I said, that eats you because it has to come from somewhere. Nature needs a balance. which is why when you bind somebody, you need to put it in nature. It needs to go somewhere. Something needs to work. So anyway. Well, what I did to, as far as the actual ritual itself, I'll keep to myself, but because really what you need, it's your intention, whatever it is you're going to do, whatever it is you're going to bind them to, that's you. I don't need to talk about them afterwards. I mean, I can explain this to you, what's happening, because a lot of people don't know, so I can tell you, but I don't need to put any more energy into it. Like, I don't need to go back to them, and I don't need to, like, me and that person, like, we don't have any more interaction. I can tell you what I need to tell you, but that's it. No, if it's dug up, because see, here's what happened. I was going to do it later. They told me to do it now. And so I did it down at that time and buried it outside. Then it rained. That was the seal. Then we were done. And so whatever happens to it now, I mean, you can go and take it and put it in the trash, whatever you got. But thank you, David. But yeah, the process is already done. So like I said, I already gave it up. It's gone. It's done. So I don't really care anymore. Jace is Jace Harnage. Jace. No, doesn't do any good to go back. It's done. Whatever. I did what I needed to do. Good morning, Andrea. David. Yeah, Lord. Binding binds. It's a shield for me. It's not necessarily something to harm him. It is to destroy your efforts in trying to harm me, basically. Because you're not a subscriber, you're not trying to, first of all, anyway, I'm not even going through that. That's I just brought that up for whatever it was I was explaining. So we're done with that. It's just a shield. It's not to harm him, it's to protect me. I was trying to harm you. There's a different thing you can do. Find you a cemetery and it'd have been over. I learned that one from my native grandmother, though. It's my brother's cup. I stole it. He don't ever use it, so I'm like, well, I'm gonna use it because, mind you, we don't have any glasses. The devil's always over my shoulder. I don't know, Sandra, because I've always liked this type of stuff. So I don't recall, I should say, instead of I don't know. Hi, Jen Miranda. I don't really recall. Thank you, Sue. This is apparently my color, I guess. And I got pretty good light. I mean, it could be brighter if need be, but I don't think that's necessary. Lord, now I can't see. I know it, art maker. Why can't people just be nice? I think it needs a ritual because there are certain things that go into it. Like if you're trying to, thank you, Rose. If you're trying to curse a person, there are things that you need to do. There's steps to it. Both, Sandra. I have plenty of people on my mother's side. My mother's side is more voodoo, and my father's side is more sort of native and nature magic. But yeah, you learn as you go, and some of that you already know somehow or another. Because before Black people were Christianized, our religion was voodoo because voodoo is just it's not evil. What it is like manipulation of nature, basically. That's basically what it is. You take the earth and you use it for magical purposes. So, I mean, you can do horrible things with it, or you can do good things with it. It's inanimate, as they were. Thank you, Kingfisher. There's a lady who she has an Etsy store. It's called Uniquely Mahogany, and that's where I got this from. And she's wrapping a bunch of stones for me. Voodoo Donald. No, I'm not really connected to the earth. I'm connected to the sky. I have tried to be more earthbound, to be more earth connected. I can't do it because it's not part of my nature. But I can sit and stare at the sky and completely connect 100%. Trees as well, even though trees to me would make more sense being an earth thing. But since they're so high up, that's how I kind of learned to admire them, that they have this potential to grow beyond anything that we can see. And so I love trees in the sky. It's known as black magic now. Voodoo was a religion back in the day. That was religion. And like I say, it was just basically worshiping the earth. Worshiping the earth and the sun and because anyway, it's all African. West African. Nigerian African. It was a religion. No, I don't. I just admire the clouds. I never tried to make pictures out of them though, but I'm fascinated. When I was in the airplane, it was just, oh God. It was nirvana. It was the greatest moment to just look out that little bitty window and just see fields of clouds. And then below is all this little civilization down there. But I just loved looking at all those clouds. I love the trees going up to the sky. I think it's just wonderful. And see, I was raised Christian, so I wasn't raised around. Well, have a good day at work, Tara. I wasn't raised around magic and that type of thing because that's not what we called it. It was just something you do. It was, other people would call it old wives' tales or whatever you call it, but we still did it. No, because I wasn't told to burn. I was told to bury. Like when you do your thing, listen to what it's telling you. Like, yes, there are textbooks to tell you if you want something to happen, do this, this, and this. But I wanted what I did not do magic. I called my ancestors to help me with the situation. And so my ancestors said, do this. And so I'm like, okay, I'll do this. I don't understand what that means, 98. Why not leave the bottom comments on? I don't know what that means. All my comments are on. Yeah, I mean, it's not magic. It's because you don't call it magic when your power company harnesses the power of the earth to light up your house. You don't call that magic. Here's a bottom comment. You want this comment? I got this. It'll scroll. I got this is why I like Delta, because I can pick my own seat. I wanted to sit by the window so that I could look out and see the clouds. They told me to bury it, so I buried it. And then it rained, and 5 seconds later, it stopped raining. It's like, bury it, water it, done. Okay. And we'll see, and these type of things, here's another thing, too. It's not really for me to understand. If I'm going to ask you to do something, and you say, okay, do this, then do this. So I did that. No, I could not sleep in places where there's other people. At the beach, on the plane, in the park. No. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't know, Dorothy. I wasn't actually conscious of it, so I can't tell you when exactly. Because I just, like I say, when I grew up, they, of course, didn't teach us magic. It's just something you did. Like, for instance, when my brother was a baby, he had what they called the stretches. He would stretch out, which was bad for his torso, his rib cage, and all that stuff. When he would just constantly stretch. And so what they did, what they said, this was old wives' tale too, but here's what happened. They said whoever was on their period was holding him at the time, and that's why he did stretches, because it was superstition. So here's how you got rid of the stretches. You took the table and you lifted it up. Then there was 3 women, and you passed the baby under the table 10 times. I don't know if it's 10, 1, 2, I don't know, but it's 10 times. He goes under the table, he will stop stretching, and he stopped stretching. So I don't know. It just wasn't called magic. It was just one of them things that was passed down from person to person. This is what you do when this comes up. This is what you do when that comes up. You got a bump on your eye, take a cattail, do an X, it'll go away. And it happened every time. So I don't know. It was just one of them things that I don't know how they know this. I don't know who came up with that. I don't know, but it worked. I cannot sleep on a plane. It's very, it's an environment conducive to falling asleep, though, because it's dark and it has the potential to be 850 degrees below zero on there. Like, it is the coldest place on earth. And it's comforting. Ain't nobody making no loud noises. And you can just drift off to sleep. I was sleepy, but I looked out the window and there you go. There was something about brooms too. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it had to be a straw broom. That much I did know. I did know that part. Yeah. No, this is my crutch. That was part of my I guess awakening, is that you can do. I never heard that. Never take an old broom to a new house. I like that though. Don't take that old energy. To try to do things without it, but I like them. Like, it's not necessarily just a crutch. I actually enjoy them. If y'all could see this thing, it's to the top. I got 120 decks. I counted them when I got here because the mother suckers lost some of my stuff. So I have 120 of these, all different kind. So I like them. So I've never really wanted to do anything without them. And so that's kind of why I use them all the time. Oracles, I can do without oracles. The Lenormand, I can definitely do without that. But this here, no. Yeah, we've always, and we still do, always had two brooms. The straw one and then the regular little plastic one. So, Kathy, you can donate it to a bookstore, because I bought one from a bookstore once, or throw it away. Like, I know people say you shouldn't throw spiritual things away, but listen. And like, stop trying to, don't, everybody in the world can't tell you what to do with your own stuff. So that one I had, it was the images, which I couldn't get to them. They were just weird once I got it. And I kept saying, well, okay, I'm going to give it away. And, I'm going to do a giveaway for this and then send it. No, I never did. Just throw the damn thing away. Especially when I'm trying to move and everything needs to go somewhere that went in the trash. You can donate it, though. Bookstores will take it. Good morning, Miss Designs. Lunchtime. Yeah, the bookstores will take it. Good morning, Marcia. And I should probably do it now because I still have y'all's decks. You and yes, Uniquely Mahogany is on Etsy. You and whoever it was, I wrote it down. I still have y'all stuff here. There's no post office, and the UPS store had very bad reviews, but I'm going to have to go to them anyway. Good morning, Beth, because that's the closest thing to me. So they're still here, though. It'll get there eventually. It'll get there eventually. Am I going to build a snowman? No, I'm not. I've built one with my niece when she first got to go play out in the snow. Yeah, the one from the U.S. Virgin Islands, not her. It was somebody else. But I love that too. I wish it was a little wider so it'll block the rest of the stuff. Like I wanted it to be like a full-fledged just screen. But then I need my menopause fan there too. I needed to actually blow past the screen. I love that thing. And it's all canvas. Like this black part here, that's not bars. That's canvas too. Like it's all one piece. I thought it was like little individual windows when you look at it. No, it's all one canvas. Yeah, I gotta have my menopause fan. See, because the ceiling fan right now, because it's cold cold outside. It's cold for Florida outside. It's not cold for the Northeast, I suppose. But it's cool outside, and the windows downstairs are open, and so it's got the house a very nice temperature. So this is circulating the good, and I don't have to turn the light on because it's daylight out, and I'm sitting by the window. So the menopause fan is not on at the moment. But when that light comes on, Lord, I need different bulbs because that's yellow light. I hate yellow light. It makes me tired. It drains me. I don't want another one. I thought about that too, and I'm like, I don't really want two. Now you can have two because like it's on the back of here or different cards. Like where this would be, I think there's like the 9 of Swords and the something else right there. Red is my favorite color. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Trying to Heat and cool the house with all that garbage flying through the air. What peace deals? Oh, the Middle East peace? I thought Netanyahu was going to jail. I don't mind him sitting there. Because I haven't bought any yet, Alyssa. But I will eventually. I don't know. Somebody else said that earlier. I don't think I want to go there. Yeah, I love that screen. Well, see, my thing, high logic. I always, in my deck, it's not always a bad card. It has context, of course. It can be a bad card. But the reason the devil doesn't bother me is if you believe the story of the devil, Lucifer rebelling against God, Beelzebub, and the whole thing, and then he'd been stripped of his jewels and his gold. That's why it's in the earth. That's why you have jewels and gold in the earth, because it was when he was thrown to the earth, it all fell off of him. And so if you believe the story of the devil rebelling, or Lucifer rebelling against God, my camera's not cutting out. I don't notice it on mine anyway. And so if you believe that, then you don't have to believe, but I offer you this explanation. If God is all-knowing and all-powerful, then he created this angel with a possibility that he would rebel instead of just, in other words, God created the sin. He's the one that made the mistake. If you believe the story of the devil, which I don't believe in the devil, period, but if you believe the story of the devil didn't have a choice. If all of this was fated, including Jesus was sent here to pay for our sins, then why create this in the first place? So how evil can you be if you're just playing your part? And so that's why, to me, it's not a bad card. Sometimes it's just a misunderstood person, a person who is playing out their fate. Yes, you may look at it as a bad thing because your fate happened to coincide with something awful, sin. But if it was not your fault, then what could you do? So that's my take on the devil. That's why he doesn't bother me. Sit right there all you want. Yeah, Judas, I mean, he didn't have a choice. Wasn't he supposed to betray Jesus? How could Jesus pay for the sin unless Judas did what he did? So how is it that he's the bad guy when he's just fulfilling his prophecy? In him fulfilling his prophecy, you get to fulfill your prophecy. So he's just part of the tapestry and not necessarily a horrible person. But, you know, the Trump is horrible because he has a chance to be a better person. But he is playing his fate out too. I did the peace deal before, but let's do it again. It's a metaphor for mankind. You are the most evil thing on earth. You are also the greatest thing on earth, for you can both heal and destroy, all in the same body. Because evangelicals do not question. I was a religious person too. And I was also a person who did, well, I question, that's why I'm not a religious person now. But I get why people don't question, because it is seen as a horrible thing to do. To question what it is you have learned or that you have been taught. Yes, Jesus knew, because he was sent here purposely to do that, because Jesus was not a separate person from God. He was basically God's consciousness in human form. So he already knew what was going to happen, which is why he went into so much effort to try to spread that God is love and accept him and love him back and all these type of things. He never went around telling you you're a horrible person. He went around telling you God is love. Love that, enjoy that, be with that. And then I'm going to, pay for your sin. So you owe me. The Ace of Swords and the High Priestess. There is information here that is secret, something that is covered up in this Middle East peace deal. There is a lot of money that was not stolen. It's either money or it's a rich person. Let's clarify. It's money that was manipulated. Some money is gone, but it's not stolen. It's just gone. Here with the 10 of Swords, as in it was meant by GM Dave. It was meant to disappear. So sort of like, hey, when you get here. Have you ever seen the movie Dumb and Dumber, to where they're walking through the airport lobby and she left the suitcase on the ground and then walked up the suitcase, or walked up the escalator, and the guy behind her was supposed to just pick up the suitcase and keep going? It's kind of like that. There's a very large sum of money for a person or persons, but this is not for a country. This was not them paying us. This was not them paying the military. This was them paying a person. The 9 of Pentacles is my card that I get for the largest amount of money a person can have. The 10 of Pentacles is more like a company or an entity or something like that, because it's bigger money, like a bank, something that has legacy, something that has history. This is for a person. So this money, around this peace deal, around whoever they're signing peace deals with, this is more along the lines of a payment, not necessarily a peace deal, because there will be no such thing as peace in the Middle East. Knight of Swords, you can't even get peace in one city, let alone a whole swath of land on earth like that. I mean, come on. No, it's not for a woman. It's just for a person. I'm just getting a person. I can't give it a gender, though. The 8 of Swords and the Knight of Swords, there is supposed to be a binding of attacks, a binding of force. That is the part that is secretive. By Marjorie, that is the part that is secretive. And again, boom, big money. Now, the attacks part, this is where money is now going into an entity, like an administration, perhaps. So this is where money is going into an entity. This is not coming to us, though. I just feel as though it's staying over there in some other sort of entity. This is coming here. That is going there with the 10 of Pentacles. And so there is supposed to be a look or you're supposed to believe that this has worked, that there is some sort of peace deal. But again, there's just money going in different places. That's all. Page of Cups is how it ends. There will be a surprise. The 4 of Swords. Somebody is going to get tickets to the park. I don't know who, but is going to be over there as well. So that's then is going to end the peace agreement because there is no real peace agreement. On the bottom, 8 of Cups. Somebody will walk away from it. Pay off only. Yes, any form of thought that turns you against your family, like these Scientologists and people like in Jehovah's Witnesses, where if you join, you have to stay in this organization forever. Otherwise, the people, and mind you, the people who don't join with us, you can't talk to them. Like, what kind of stupid goofiness is that? I can't do that. Yeah, because Jared was supposed to achieve peace in the Middle East, and he looks like he's done that. But no, nobody believes you. It's enough of that. Oh, double A. Let's do the apple. I forgot to do that. Let's do it. I did it before, but let's do it now. So give me a question on that, and then I'll read on that. I need a question to focus on now. Well, I don't need one. Let's try a oh, there's some people I watch. E and J, the husband and wife team, they do videos. They were former Jehovah's Witnesses, and they went through the whole spiel that they had going on. It was bad for them. So let's do maybe a general read. And then let's see if we have a question. If you have a question on them, then we'll do that. I used to live in an area anyway, and I used to get a lot of Mormons that would come doing the whole knock at the door type of thing. And I always wanted to, but Spirit never let me. I wanted to answer the door, or because sometimes they would get me when I'm walking down the street, but I could just say, oh, and then keep on going, because I'm not stopping, because I'm going to work. I'm not just out strolling. I always wanted to just give them the business when they came to, because this is the religion that didn't let Black people be priests in your religion until the 60s, I believe, and always said that Black people were cursed. That's why their skin was dark. So you come into my house trying to recruit me to join your religion. I'll be nice. I always wanted to go at them like that, and Spirit said, don't do that. So I never did it. Because I always wanted to be mean, and that was not necessary. Just tell them no thank you and let them go. Because there's no reason. I mean, because they send the kids out there. They're probably 21, 22 years old, something like that, knocking on your door with their little tie on and they Latter-day Saint stuff. And there's no reason to try to make somebody feel bad. It's what Spirit would always tell me. It's like, you don't need to do that. Just tell them no thank you, and they'll go on about their way. They'll come back next week and just tell them no thank you. Have the patience to just turn them down. Don't be mean. Yes, Estelle. Because but I couldn't be mean because, God told me that wasn't nice. And he's right. That's not something I needed to do. Oh, but it's something I wanted to do. I was in my flesh, as they say. Exactly, Carter Betsy. Three of Wands, Eight of Cups on Apple. Six of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. Somebody is leaving with the Eight of Cups here. The Three of Wands, they're on their way out. The Six of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. There's also, wait a minute, what'd you just say about investor? Right now, Apple's investor have been arrested for playing the market. Okay. This is money and messages about money. And that's why this person's going away. So yeah, it's popping up here. Okay. Knight of Cups, Six of Cups, Two of Wands. There's something about an offer that is being made. It was something they talked about beforehand here with the Six of Cups. This is nostalgia, so something from the past. There is an offer. It's coming back up. Knight of Cups. Two of Wands. And it's probably going to have to be accepted this time because of the changes that they are going through. Here with the Death card, there's going to be a gigantic change to this. It's a newspaper, isn't it? There's going to be a gigantic change to it. And it is going to center around people, first of all. And then money, second of all. So that's where the biggest change is coming. As far as its existence, though, because I'm pretty sure they would love it shut down or insurgency. Like Xi may call himself a president, but that's a dictator. Just like Trump supporters, there was one. I adventurous spirit. Thank you. There was a Trump supporter Becca was telling me about. They said they were in some little town hall thing and said she stood up, or he stood up, whoever it was, got on the microphone and said, if I have to have a dictator, I want it to be Trump. Like, I mean, stupid is one thing. Proactively dangerous is a whole other thing. Oh. Yeah, listen, I get those, and I get the Jehovah's Witnesses every now and then, but we get a lot of more. Well, we used to get a lot of Mormons instead of that. I got a Jehovah's Witness once. Most of the time, the Jehovah's Witnesses actually get me at work because they pass out the little Kingdom Hall flyers and stuff like that. I believe it is resin. Don't get me to lying, though, because I don't know materials like that. But it's like a hard plastic. Like you can bend this and break it. It's not metal and it's not glass. So it's like, I believe resin is what it's called. I got one more double A. I want to look at the future and see what it looks like. I'm going to gaze into the future like I'm psychic here and see what it looks like. But I got momentarily distracted here. Why I can't find nothing I'm looking for. I need a bigger box. This box ain't. And see, that's another thing. If you come to my door and you say, hey, come be, in the Jehovah's Witness thing, and I tell you I'm Catholic, you should respect that. And a lot of times they don't. So this is what it is. It looks glassy, but it's I think resin. I believe that's what it's called. But if you wanted to, you could bend this. It's very bendable. But she makes a bunch of different kinds, a bunch of different combinations of stone. That's lapis lazuli and clear quartz, I do believe. But I love her shop, and she's so good with the communication. Like, you ask her anything, and then anyway. So resin's a thing. I didn't make that up. Okay. And let's see what we got. So the future of Apple. This is not Apple here. This is Apple overseas. This is a different company called Apple. It's a magazine, or is a newspaper? Newspaper, I think. So Judgment and the Fool. There will be a brand new beginning because of something resurrected in the past, from the past, I should say. The website is, she's on Etsy. ETSY. You know what? I'm actually find it for you, if I can, and put it in the thing. Because I told her I would, because I love her stuff. And I actually just bought some more stuff from her. Uniquely, I can't spell. Amazon pops up first, but it's not Amazon I'm looking for. Like, she's got 5 stars and she deserves it. She went to her store, to her local store for me. And newspaper and magazine. Okay. She went to her local store for me and bought me a bunch of stones so that she can wrap them. Because I wanted wrap stones. I don't know how to do it, and I'm not interested in learning, especially when you can get somebody else to do it for you. And so I got 10 different stones, and she's wrapping them for me. She makes a bunch of these. She's making some keychains for me. She made me a J and a 13 because I like the number 13. So there it is right there. Uniquely mahogany. Okay, so, and tell her I sent you if you go over there. The Judgment and the Fool, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. There might be a judgment about money, so maybe they're going to be sued or in court. There is a judgment about money, and maybe it is because of the investor being arrested. But there's a judgment about money because here is also some arguments, verbal arguments. So we're talking court, and it does end bad. I think the verbal arguments are a show. Because here with the 5 of Cups, like, it's already written. It's one of those things to where we already know how we're going to deliberate, or we know how we're going to proceed with these proceedings. We're just doing this for show. But there will be a lot of money that has to be paid out over time. I think somebody's going to get a judgment against them, and this money is going to have to be paid out over time. Or somebody's going to have something frozen. Like, there's money held up. It's not all released at once. So they're being attacked, though. This is not meant to be fair. It is meant to go bad. Yeah, yes it is. It's a darn shame. You don't want difference of opinion, so you shut them down. Like, I can't. Well, tell her I sent you, Jules, if you go over there. I love the one she picked out an onyx for me. It's gorge. It's gorge. I got an onyx. I got a malachite. I got a whole bunch of other ones. I can't remember. Citrine, and because my Gemini stones that it told me online was angelite, moonstone, lapis lazuli, and something else. Malachite. And I love malachite, so I got that. I got the angelite and the lapis lazuli, which I love, which was in that box that I don't have. And then I got, I did not get the moonstone because I don't really care for moonstone. Oh, and he's definitely is a black-owned company. Yes, Uniquely Mahogany. She's in Savannah, Georgia, too. Yeah, definitely. If he's standing by the Hong Kong protesters, then yeah, I wish him all the best, though. So here's the thing, Kimberly. She told me because I asked her if she wrapped stones because it was not originally part of her website. She pretty much had these and some earrings. Like she can make these into earrings. Like she's got a bunch of stuff over there. And so I wanted to, maybe that's why it's my Gemini stone, Judith, because I love that one. But yeah, Kathy, I am. But what she told me was she used to work in a crystal shop or a new age store or whatever it was. And so she can pretty much, she said, get pretty much any stone that you want and then she'll wrap it for you. Thank you, Linda. Because she doesn't have any like just in the house. And so I said, okay, here's the list I want. And so she went to the store and she took pictures and sent it to me. Because like I said, she's very good with communication. So she took a picture, she sent it to me. She said, do these look okay? I'm like, those look perfect. And there you go. Oh, no. Well, hopefully it passed. Hopefully it'll pass, Linda. And this is actually on backwards. But every time I try to put it on the right way, I always put it on backwards. That's me for you. Going through life backwards. No problem. Moonwalk into the stream. I tried to do that when I was a kid. I never could. What's whose name? If it's the Uniquely Mahogany, I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure it's on her thing, but I don't actually know right offhand. But there's like a picture if you want to like contact the owner. She just goes under Mahogany, so it's all there. Oh, she's got a lot more stuff. Oh no, that's not hers. Quit doing. What is this? What is it called? Recommend. I don't want recommended. I want what I clicked on. Sucker. She says she just that day. Hi, Becca. She just started making keychains because that's actually what I was contacting her about. She said, I was just thinking of you. And she was making keychains. Oh, there's a chakra one. Oh, I got to get that one too. I got to get this one too. Let me get off of here. Like I don't need to be buying nothing else. Jesus, Christian. Yeah, I found her on Amazon originally, and I sent her a message on Amazon, and she said that her store originates from Etsy. But you can go on Amazon too. But I said, well, let me go over to Etsy and look at you on Etsy because I got the app for Etsy, so just do it there. And so yeah, but that's the Etsy store if you want the Etsy store. But otherwise, Just go to it on Amazon because she gets the Amazon messages too, because that's where I first seen her. Ran from a sneeze. Oh, Lord. You still wearing your stone jewels? Because I got a little sheet of different stones and things. And I seen that one on there. Oh, hey, A-Dragon. You know what I'm going to do? I mean, this, I know we know the answer, but since we're here, right? When in Rome, do what the Romans do. So I'm going to ask off of Double A's comment here. Why? Oh, no, the necklace broke. Why? That wasn't me, Martha. I did it too. Hi, CG. Did you buy one thing? At least you didn't buy 13 things. I literally bought 13 things from her. Literally 13 things. Well, hell, I bought more than that because I got a bunch of it down here, but at one time. So I'm going to ask. I started to do that, Linda, but I can't ever remember to keep them in my pockets. Because the lady who taught me about crystals, she was like, I never leave the house without my lapis lazuli and my amethyst, and sometimes I take my obsidian. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm walking around with 100 rocks in my pocket. Oh, good Lord. YouTube. But yeah, she should pop up. So why are they so devoted to Donald Trump? Is this just the cult of personality? Is it he allowed us to be ourselves? You know, I actually won't say that. I think if I grow to be old, like 80, I think I'll be a sage, like an actual sage. I just feel like every time I go to say something, there's this something here that says, no, that's not right. And so I have to correct myself. Sometimes I don't like this about myself, though, because as a Gemini, I see two sides to everything. And I see right now something, and mind you, I just did oracle readings where I came on, so I was in my own spirit. I can't say that's who they are. I can't beat up the Trump supporter, even the wildest, craziest people. It's not who they are deep down. It's who they have grown to be, which is who we deal with, which is why I still call you a horrible person, because that's the person I'm dealing with. But in their spirit, there is no corruption. In their self, there is nothing but corruption. So here's what I mean. Spirit doesn't give up on you. If you come to a place where you wish to commune with Spirit, then it will commune with you in its purity. It is not trying to convert you. It is not trying to correct you. It is trying to accept you. In that acceptance, it will break down what you have grown to be. And then that's when people start to break down in tears and they feel sad, and then they this and this and this and this and this and this. Because down in here is starting to come out here. And it is breaking away all the stuff that you have grown to be. So I can't say that's who they are. It's who they are now. But it is not in your spiritual print. You are not a hateful, racist person. That is not something spirit could ever be. In your human flesh, that is who you are because that is who you've grown to be. So now that I taught, there you go. Since you wouldn't let me just go, I had to teach that little piece right there. But why are they so devoted? Because your spirit is not corrupted. You, yes, because your brain still works. Your brain is something that you have piled inside of your physical brain garbage. Exactly, Joanne. And so, why are they so devoted? Thank you, Mimi. First thing, 9 of Wands. So 9 of Wands already told me it was basically what I just said. So here's what the 9 of Wands is. The 9 of Wands is not just weariness. The 9 of Wands is trials and tribulations that lead to weariness. It's not just I'm tired of all these people getting things I can't get, as they say, the left back minority or the forgotten minority, and they got mad and angry and they come whatever. No, it is in your life. Everything you wanted, you do not have. And it seems as though when you start to have lack, and then more lack, and then every time you look around, there's an immigrant and they get food stamps and I can't, and then they get housing and then I can't. And then you start to look around and you don't see the other roads that other people have to travel to get what it is that they get. All you see is yourself. And you stand alone on this wall of weariness. You stand alone on the wall of trial and tribulation. That's where we start. Ace of Wands. Then you get angry and you take action. So you take action, whatever that action is to you. Then the Death. Something has to change. Not just change, but change dramatically. 8 of Pentacles, my day-to-day life. Page of Swords. Page of Swords is that inner child that has never grown up, that has never matured, that has behavioral issues. Donald Trump is a symptom, just like they are. It's not necessarily him. It could have been the Grinch. It could have been whoever. All they needed was something to attach to, because everything they have is not what they want. Justice, fairness. Where's the fairness? Where's the balance? Again, the inner child that has behavioral issues, that has some sort of immaturity problem or lack of maturity problem. And there's the Emperor right next to the Justice. Lunchbird here. All they want is something to cling to. That's it. And then boom, conflict. 5 of Wands. You hate the world because the world you cannot own. Again, this is not a spiritual thing. This is a life thing. So the print is not this. This is them. This is their life has come to this. They are devoted to him because they are mistaken. Donald Trump is not like you, even if he sounds like you. He is not like you. He never has been. He does not have lack. He has not had a bad life. You don't have what you want, and so you hate the world for what they have. Donald Trump is not like you. He is not your savior. He cannot save you. He cannot help you because he never had the intention to. Not that he can't. I won't, let me take that back. Not that he can't. He does not have the intention to do so. Only person right now that can help you is you, not your emperor. You shouldn't be seeking somebody to rule over you, to make decisions for you, to put some sort of law into place. Your life is never going to get better simply because you keep repeating the same old thing. You thought George Bush was your savior too. That didn't work either. And now you're even crazier because Donald Trump is worse than George Bush. He can't help you. Take it from a black person. We search for heroes too, and we shouldn't either. But that PTSD is strong. But Donald Trump cannot save you because he has no intention to. But they are devoted because he sort of allowed them to be themselves. Like, we have never gotten what we wanted, so let's lash out. Let's lash out. Again, that page of swords. Let's lash out. Let's get what we want and take what we want, hell or high water. Problem is, yet again, no, it's old. I just don't wear it often. Problem is, once you get what you want, you will find out that is not what you wanted. It's just what you thought you wanted because somebody else had it. Oh, I would love to have a big house on the hill, really? And then when you get it and you see this property tax, you still want it. Because you can be house rich and cash poor now. Great for you. Break that, whatever that is, that hole that it has on you. And you will understand. Donald Trump is not your savior, and it's not even what you want. You don't want a house covered in gold gilding and all that. You don't want that. You actually don't want to be racist either, because like I said, it's an affront to your spirit. So you don't want that either. It's just you can't help it right now. Because a child that's misbehaving doesn't know they're misbehaving until somebody tells them so. The problem now, because I pride myself. I will pat myself on the back. Gratitude is my 100% thing. Gratitude and humility. That's something I hold on to. I said it in a reading this morning in one of my oracle readings. Be grateful for everything you have and anything you don't. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to get so angry that the whole world has what you think you want that you're not going to appreciate what you do have. Then you're going to lose that. And then you're going to resent the world even more. Because the stuff that you did have, you may not have the house on the hill. You may not have a big, giant, fancy car. But if you got just a bicycle, you got more than a person with no feet at all. If you got just a box to live in, you got more than a person who has nothing to live in. When you lose that, then you're going to get angry at everybody else because you can't have what you want. And you never realize, and this is the sad part, you never realize that the reason your life is crappy out here is because you got some crappy going on in here. Lori said in one of her live streams that you draw in things. If you fear something, guess what eventually is going to happen? That thing that you keep fearing, that thing that you keep worrying about, you will manifest and you will draw it to you. Same goes for something fantastic and something great. You will draw that in because you keep trying to manifest it. That works. So when you go and you're mad at the entire world that you don't have what you want, you're going to lose what you have because you didn't want it either. You know, don't thank God for, you know, a 1-bedroom apartment or efficiency because it's 3 of you. And so we don't want to sit in here together. We don't want to live in here together. We don't want, you know, this is crappy and oh, I hate it and hate. Okay, fine. then I'll take it from you. You don't have the efficiency anymore. Now you can sleep on the street. You have all the space you want. Be grateful for whatever it is you have. Anything you have and everything you don't. Everything you don't. Do you have sickle cell? Do you have cancer? Do you have AIDS? Or are your eyes falling out? Or there are people in this world who would love to have your problems. I don't have a child in ICU, but somebody else does. And they would love to not have that problem. So before you, as a supporter of a person who, as Mecca said, would sell you for $1, before you go and you become ungrateful for what it is you have, just understand, the more ungrateful you are, the more the universe will take it from you, including your country and your guns. So you may want to calm yourself down, connect with your spirit, understand where you went wrong, and then correct yourself. That's what everybody has to do. So I'll get off my soapbox. There you go. I coordinated. And then, I mean, that goes for everybody, not just them, but for everybody. Like I said, I have a box that is missing. It's got my cell phones in it. It's got all my crystals in it that I was using for my crystal readings. It's got all my oils and stuff in it. Would I like to have it? Sure. Do I have to have it? No. I got my computers, my cards, my cologne. I'm good. And even if I didn't have those, I don't know about the cards. I'm going to have to get over the cards a little bit. If I didn't have those, that might take some doing. But it's just stuff. I'm alive. I survived. Even if I died in the next 10 minutes, I'm okay with that too. It's like, it's fine. Like, it's fine. I slept in a place. I was safe. I woke up. I had something to eat. I went to the store. I had money to buy what I wanted. Got jewelry on, like I'm a fashion model. You know, it's fine. Life is still good. Yeah. I might take my cards when I die, though. Do readings from the other side. Exactly, Martha. And it's better than, I mean, it's stuff that I didn't need. It's not like, my inhaler was in there or something. It's, whatever. It's just, life is good. I know what it looks like, but it's not that bad. And I said this in my oracle reading this morning. Exactly, Sandra. That's good. That even made me forget what I was about to say. It's not important. You'll see it. I'll release it eventually. No, see, because here's the thing. I don't really want loose stones. I like wrapped stones. And that's what she's going to do for me. Is wrap them that way I can wear them. I don't ever put them in my pocket because I don't ever remember to do that. So there's that. Yeah, I paid a lot of money for them. See? Exactly, Karen. And I got my telephone. So there you go. That's all you need. Yes, exactly, Will. It's better than doing drugs. Yes, that's what I was going to say, adventurous spirit. Thank you for bringing me back around. My father would always say, I once felt sorry for a man who had no shoes until I seen a man who had no feet. So it's always somebody worse off than you. Like I said, somebody's child right now is sitting in the ICU and it's not yours. So, yes, she does, Jules. I'm telling you, she is good on her communication. I think she says she's going to start focusing on her business like full time. So I am so very excited for her because she's such a sweet person. Oh, Holly, what was your reading request? I'm sorry, I was gibby gabbing. Can you read and see if Drump's DNA is unmatched in a criminal database? I feel like there's something about his DNA being collected that is worrying him. That's messy. We're going to do that there. Like, is his, okay. Like maybe he has some little past case that he never submitted DNA for. Just go down to the zoo, find the first, anteater, and take some. This is probably the same. They got the same color hair and everything. What did you ask? I just went away. Oh, no, there is. Alyssa, what did you ask? Six of Pentacles, Six of Wands. Why did I say Pentacle? Six of Pentacles about sharing. Maybe that was a Freudian slip. But Six of Wands, Two of Wands. There's the elevated person and the. My petty boots are perma boots, so they don't ever come off. I am petty 24 hours a day. 8 days a week. Oh, there it is. I spoke it into existence. Six of Pentacles. It is around the Three of Swords. Well, Six of Swords, transition, Nine of Swords, worry. What about those YouTube channels? What's the question you want me to look at? The Empress. Oh, good Lord. There's a woman there. Oh, that's a good hunch, Holly. That's what my card. Okay, so the Six of Wands is the elevated person, celebrated person. And then there is the Two of Wands. Something in the future, something going forward. Endless possibilities as well. Then there's a Six of Pentacles. This is sharing time, money, and information. This is also begging and submitting. And then there's the Three of Swords. There is something that has always stopped it, blocked it, and killed it. This is always something that has separated the two people. Six of Swords, transition, progress, and then worry. Worry about what? There's a woman there. The Empress is also about fertility. This is Venus rules romance and sexuality. There's also pregnancy with the Empress card, but we won't go there. And then it's blocked constantly, always. Two of Swords. So yes, he is worried about his DNA being in a database. Oh, I didn't even see this one. Yeah, there's the Six of Cups there too. Might be some cheering along the way too. I don't know, William. I'll look at that too. Let's do Alyssa's question. Will they lose supporters or subscribers, I should say? Oh, Lord is right. Yeah, I think he's both. I think he's a combination. The siren lures you, and then the Medusa turns you to stone. But I guess siren would be is a doom card too, because it lures you in and drowns you. I actually did a reading on that this morning. So. Well, have a nice day at work, Holly. So, holier than thou. I have had, anytime I did, this was back in the day. They don't do it anymore. Maybe they do, and I just don't notice. Every time I did a reading on someone in the church, I got a bunch of church people. And mind you, let me pause for the cause right now. I'm being judgy. I'm being judgy on this one because you get to judge a person's actions, not their spirit, but you get to judge their actions. Look here. So I would do readings on religious people because religious people are people, and so therefore they have dirt too. So I did readings on them, right? And then I would inevitably get somebody that comes over because they see the title. I never put like tarot reading John Gray. I would just put John Gray. John Gray's a pastor, for those who don't know. And just put John Gray or Pastor John Gray, and then somebody would click on it and then see me doing all this stuff, right? And then they would get the holier than thou and, oh, you're going to hell and repent. I got it the other day. I should, let me see if I can find that helpful comment. I think I just deleted it, so I don't think it's there anymore. But she told me that God told her to come tell me that I needed to turn away from my evil ways and this and this and this and this. And so I just basically told her, darling, God did not tell you that. I'm all here for you talking to God, but he didn't tell you that. Oh, Lord, where is it at? Where she be? Where she be? Because I left it up there because I ain't mad at you. I mean, I get where you're coming from. Meanwhile, let me say this too. I would get 10 of cups. That's harmony and family, but it's all under one umbrella for the church people. I'm not doing any more readings on QAnon. YouTube don't like it, and then I get nothing but crazies. So we're not doing no more readings on them. I can't find the comment. I'm probably going too fast. I'm not really reading it. I'm just skimming. So anyway, it's not important. So what happens is they'll come over and then they'll give me all their Bible verses. And St. John 99:4-3 says, it's like, okay, here we go. And so they're searching out gossip and then tells me I shouldn't be doing this. You know what you shouldn't be doing as a person who is not a constituent or parishioner of John Gray? Be looking up information about John Gray. That's not your pastor. He has no concern of you. So if that's not your pastor and he's not directly affecting you, why are you scouring the internet for information about him? You clicked it because you wanted me to talk about his marriage, and him buying his wife a Lamborghini, and then him saying he wasn't taking money from the church. You wanted the gossip, or as they say, the tea. That's what you came over here for. And then you seen me doing my devil work, and then you thought, oh my God, what did I stumble into? Let me tell you about yourself. If you don't get somewhere and sit down, that's what we used to say. Good day, Joanne. You came over here for some gossip. Can't tell me you didn't when I know you did. Holier than thou, there's the judgment, Alyssa. Page of Cups. Thank you, Cha-Cha. So there is emotion and judgment. Lovers. And Eight of Pentacles. No, there will not be a loss in subscription. Here's the thing. Six of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. It just goes up from there, actually. Ten of Cups. There's your religious card, as we were talking about it earlier. This is what I would do for religious people, anyway. Not necessarily a church. Church is Hierophant. Page of Swords and the Nine of Wands. They will hold fast. See, because here's the thing about those channels and their subscribers. They all believe the same thing, even if they believe it differently, as in, you know, there is the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. You may call it Father, Son, Holy Spirit. This person calls it Trinity. And that's the same exact thing. You may believe the same exact thing, just call it different things. You may be a Christian, a Baptist, Protestant, Methodist, but you're all Christians. So it's, no, they will follow, because I mean, and mind you, let me stop for a second here. I am not saying there is anything wrong whatsoever, 100%, with going to church, with Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit. None of that. All that's fantastic. Do you? What I'm saying is, don't take that and then use it against somebody. That's what I'm saying. Go to church. Church is fantastic. I always like the preaching part. I didn't really care for the singing part. I don't need songs and things. Tarot noob, don't get me started. William says, is it true that his assets are frozen in New York? I didn't hear that, but let's see. Because everybody sins with them. And then when you tell them I don't sin, then it's like, oh my God. Yes, you do. Sin to me is you doing something purposely to hurt someone. Whether it's a lie to hurt somebody, whether it's stealing to hurt someone, harming them to hurt someone. That to me is sin, because that goes against you and your relationship that you're supposed to have with that person's spirit. Namaste. The spirit in me acknowledges the spirit in you. So judgment, the devil, the tower, the ace of wands, the knight of cups, the star. I don't see that. I get my no card on that with the tower. I also get in the future, though, there will be a lot of garbage around his assets, though. Like a lot of hoopla and things of that nature, but no, not his. I did a reading on Rudy Giuliani, CG, earlier, because he is in defense mode because of his ties to the Russian spies and all that bad stuff. I'll release that at some point. I just don't know when, but it'll come out soon. See, that's what I really liked about church, Margaret, is the community part. I liked that. So, you know. It is a practice, Miss Designs. If you ever need help, though, you let me know. carolsapprentice@gmail.com. But it is a repetition. There are 78 cards. Don't try to use them all at one time if you don't have to. Or if you want to, go for it. But take 10 of them. And then just because what you really need to practice, here's what I really, 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 really want you to focus on. And I should probably put that in a post or something, is card association. This is the biggest part of all tarot readings. If you don't want to do card association, that means you're going to read one at a time. But one card can talk to the other, and that is the biggest thing you need to practice. So if you just take the deck, cut it in half, take 10 cards, take 5 cards, whatever it is, and then boom. Just work on word association, card association. Like don't try to think that it's going to all fly in at one time. It did for me, but that's different. It's a whole different thing. This thing here did not. This is something that you need to read the book, you need to practice, do it over and over and over again. That's why I got these ones with words on them. Like you have to study that type of stuff. It's not something that just flies in your head. Put them under your pillow. That's what they told me to do. And then I woke up and nirvana. But it doesn't work like that for everybody. So everybody's is different. But like I say, if you need help, you be sure to let me know. Thank you, Laura. I like church service too. I don't miss it, but I like it. Thank you, Indira. Thank you very much. Yes, and I actually learned a lot from just watching Becca. And these are the Lenormand cards I bought. But like I say, it's something you just have to keep at. I have a book that I just refuse to read for whatever reason. But I have a book. And what's crazy is I got 6 different Oracle decks, and I've read all those books, but for whatever reason, this Lenormand, I just won't read the book. Thank you, Cecil. All my Norwegians in the house. But I'll get it eventually. You know, Lord gives you another day, you have another day to try. So. But tarot, if it doesn't click, then it won't click. It's something you'll have to just practice at. But don't try to do it by yourself. If you need help, let me know. Well, see, I went to both. I had, I got those cards from Etsy too. I went to, John Gray is affiliated with, I think he is Joel Osteen, but he's affiliated with TD Jakes too. Thank you, Jennifer. I believe. Don't hold me to that though. But I do know, yes. He did a couple sermons at Joel Osteen's church. Everybody has. Kanye has. So, I mean, there you go. No, I never always went to a denominational church. Yeah, the Lenormand I just showed is from Etsy.com too. It's called Learn Normand. Learnnormand. Learn Normand. Me too, Don. It is learn Norman. That's what it looks like when it's typed out. Yeah, I went to, like, my very first church, because that was my mother's church, was a black church, as they say. And then I went to a white church later on down the line. And I'm a little more reserved in my emotion anyway, so the white church fit me more. Because I'm not that jumping up and cartwheeling and screaming, that is so distracting. I can't do it. I just if that's for you and you want to Pentecostal Holy Ghost shout, go right ahead. I'm not telling you what to do with your own spirit. If it hits you, then go for it. Do it. Run up and down the aisle with your shoes off, whatever. But as a person who is reserved, that is distracting. And so when you go to the white people church, or the church that I went to, in particularly, they were not reserved. That was the wrong word. They are cloistered. They are closed off, period. You don't clap after people sing. You don't clap after whatever kind of performance. You say amen, but that's it. Don't clap. Ain't no clapping. Ain't no none of that. But they were so like they believe that Bible is literal. Like men can't have long hair because that's for women. I could never wear this. This is women's work. This is for women. It's called a necklace. So you mean you took the word necklace and chopped it in half? Okay, thank you. So this is a necklace, but this is for women. And you can't have earrings. You can't, women can't wear pants. That's men's clothing. And like, it's just the stupidest thing to me. But they were super reserved, so you never had to worry about nobody catching the Holy Ghost in there. Yes, the black church music, though, is unmatched in the world of church. Even the Mormon Tabernacle choir, they ain't got nothing on 15 people in the choir. All them big mamas up there, you can't sing better than them. I bet you can. I used to sing in the reserved choir, though, in the white church, because they just sang the hymn and sat down. All right, fine. They needed a bass. I can do some bass notes, so here we go. My sister's church is non-denominational. But you know what? Even in the black church, the singing was not my part. Like, I didn't go there for the singing. My father went for the singing. He likes the singing. I went for the preaching. I love to hear a person preach. It's just fantastic to me. So I like to hear a person preach. But that music is fantastic. It is unmatched anywhere. I don't care who church, what denomination it is, or how many people, like the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. How many people you got? It does not matter. You go to a black church, they're going to sing you under the table, out from under the table, and then back under another table. Oh, you had to order which cars? The Learn Norman? Hi, Jace. I missed your live the other day. I got my my notification set for all, though, so hopefully I don't miss the next one. You should do, well, let me tell you what you should do. I can't tell people to tell me what to do, but what I would love for you to do is to do like a live stream, but do like a longer one so we can all sit and chat with you. That's what I would like anyway. Because I think right now we probably did like 5 readings. We're just chatting. You know how we do over here. Yes, Desiree. The Black church will keep you in there for 4 days. Because he got to preach for 2.5 hours on his own. Then they got to sing 400 songs. The songs is good, though. They really are. But, you know, there you go. Jace's channel is actually, if you just click on her name there, that is her channel. Right there. That Jace Harnage. If you just click on that, there it is. Are you going to go live today? What time? Because if you want to go live now, then we can get off of here and go to your channel. Because I ain't doing nothing. Yes, I'll take you to church, though. That's in me to do, though. I've accepted that. I am definitely a preacher. It's like, are you trying to cough on me? What? You definitely can't be doing that in the midst of COVID right now. Thank you, Kathy. I did a reading on it. I actually seen your comment this morning when I was looking through the other readings. You go live at 2? Okay. So I'll get off of here soon. I did a reading on Andrew Gillum. Yes, I'll do it again for you since you're here. Will he be okay? He did an interview. Did you see his interview he just recently did with, who was it? Was it Robin Roberts or was it Gayle King? Anyway, he did a reading. He did a the option to click on a person's dot in the chat room has been yeah. You can't click on their name. I tried that before too. Click on highlight them and yeah. Just type in Jace Harnon. She'll pop up. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, that is not something you can do. Because if you click the dots, all it tells you is you can report them and block them and all that type of stuff. Anyway. Yes, he did an interview with, who was it? It was him and his wife, and then the interviewer. So he just did an interview. I didn't watch it, but I seen it pop up on YouTube. So it's on YouTube. We'll see. Will it be okay? Seven of Pentacles and the Judgment. Public eye, there will still be a lot of this. Tamron Hall, thank you very much. That's who it was. Because they made this, that's why it was on the thing, because they were making a big deal out of Tamron Hall scored the interview. Thank y'all. Yes, Tamron Hall. Look for that on YouTube. I think it should be there. So in the public eye, here with the Seven of Pentacles, there's still a lot of judgment. And it's deep-seated, and it will always be there. So this is one of the things you can't erase from history. It will always be there. There's strength, though. And there is the moon. So this is something that in private needs to be more of a healing process. He does not need to come out, in my opinion. This is not here. This is just my opinion. He does not need to come out and try to be remorseful to the public. This is something that he needs to do behind the scenes. The public is going to judge, or they're not going to judge. You do what you want to do. Hey, like I said, we can't judge a person's spirit, but we can judge their actions. If those actions that he committed are not in line with what you believe, then don't fool with him. If you think he needs a second chance, then fool with him. But behind the scenes is where he needs to do the most work. And I think that's probably what they were doing. The Emperor and the Four Swords. So here with the power, that part is at rest. Don't try to come back in the public eye. Leave that part alone for right now. Do your healing in private. And then maybe later on down the line, what you can transition into is speaking, not necessarily trying to be in office, but just going out and telling people about the horrid thing that you have went through and so forth and so forth. There's always power in testimony, so he can work on that part. Three of Swords and Seven of Cups is always there. Like I said, stay out of the public eye. They don't need to hear from you. This is not something you need to talk to them about. Here in the end, the Knight of Swords. Yes, he will make a recovery. He will be okay. The chivalry will return, but this is down the line. We're talking 3 years at the most, at least. So he just needs some time for things to blow over. This is not, again, I have to reiterate, this is not something he needs to try to go and make up with the public about, not right now. Take care of home life first. That way it continues to reflect the change that you say you have made. So there we go. So Jace, you're going to go live in 30 minutes. Jace, I'm going to send you some tarot cards so you can learn how to do tarot too. Thank you, Georgia. Hi, Doreen. Thank you for that, Larry girl. Maryland, Larry girl just posted a link right there, or you can just search YouTube for Jace Harnage. You want some tarot cards for real? Because I really will send them to you. Oh, I tell you, this is what you do, Jace. Go online and pick the ones you want, and then I'll send those to you. So you find them wherever you're going to find them. Amazon, Etsy, got them, Llewellyn. If you go on Etsy, though, shop around for the name, because a lot of people, what they do on the Etsy, I'm going to tell y'all this too, is they'll go and like this, the Cloister of Dreams or Cloister of Trials or whatever it's called. This deck was like $21. If you get it on Etsy, somebody got it for $39. And then somebody got the good tarot that I have, call it the vintage tarot, and it doesn't have a box, and it's $39. Meanwhile, it's $16 somewhere. So, yeah. So if you get one on Etsy, beware. I tried Tresledge. Eventually, I'm going to go to the, ouch. I'm going to go to the UPS store because I still got the 2 decks I was supposed to mail out. They're still here. Okay. Well, whenever you find the one you want, let me know. No, it was just the cards. What I did with the cards is I have a tie, and I wrapped the cards up in a tie, and I put it under the pillow. And the next day, they were in there. No, don't order through Wish. Wish, they got them for like $5 and $8 and things. They're very, very, Very cheap on Wish. But for instance, on Wish, I ordered a deck called the Fountain Tarot. Right? And I seen it this morning. Why aren't you popping up now that I want to call your name? Come here, child. The Fountain Tarot. Thank you, Aquarian. This is the Fountain Tarot. I ordered this from, I didn't order this in particular one, but I ordered one from Wish. This is the size of the Fountain Tarot. This was the size right here. This from down here was the size that they sent me because it's some little knockoff thing. And so don't order from Wish. Wish is going to send you the bootleg copies. Is that in? Is it has it reached Gary? Because I heard it was on the way, but I didn't know if it actually made landfall. Yeah, that Wish is special. Jay says she's going to go live in about 30 minutes. So when I leave here, we're going to all go over there. Well, at least I am. Oh, goodness. Yeah, if you have small hands and you want little bitty cards. Because I bought 2 decks and gave them both away to a woman who has little small hands. And so, no, the bootleg doesn't matter if it's the same thing. Because, I mean, it's this, don't put so much stock into that. It's ink and paper. Like, all you really need is the name and the whatever. But, no, it doesn't matter. Wish does send you weird bootleg copies. Well, I call it bootleg. It's probably to them just a cheaper version because it's in China. They make everything there and then they just ship it here for dirt cheap. Like, for instance, this I bought from Wish for $4. It's on Etsy for $25. And it's just a little stone wrapped in the tree of life or whatever it is. So, you know, they just make a whole bunch of little cheap things and send it here. But one problem with Wish is it takes a really long time to get anything. And if you get the wrong thing, then it's not worth sending back because it costs you $4 and it's going to take you 15 months to send it there. So I ordered a ring from them and they sent me the wrong one. And so, you know, it's a hassle to try to send something back that's $4. But everything is tiny. Oh, I like that. It's right here, actually. It's called Life is Like a Board Game. This lady, she actually makes this deck too. This one is called the Kaleidodope, I believe. And so that's Jay-Z, actually. So she makes that one. She makes a couple different ones, and she makes some oracle cards and things like that too. Yeah, I like those. I've wanted them for a while and just never pulled the trigger on getting it. Yeah, I've ordered like 12 of these because it was like $4 in all different colors. I got 10 and there was 2, don't know where they are. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't get this. I didn't get these 2. And basically what I get is an automated message saying to check my check with my neighbors or some stupid mess. The artist name, oh Lord, I forget. And we just did a post about her, actually. I'll get it for you, though. Because she was being nominated for Entrepreneur of the Year or something like that. And she won, actually. Kaleida Dope. Oh, crap. So you're not going to pull up unless I sign in, really? Is that how we're going to do it? Okay. Yeah, she was being nominated for Entrepreneur of the Year, and I believe she won, which is fantastic. Her name is Crystal something. I know that part. Crystal Banner for Black Entrepreneur of the Year. And this is the name, Kaleida Dope. That's what it looks like. And she has a website. She has her own website. As I read that, I get the Hierophant, who is Jesus' biological father. I'm going to say God out of the risk of not being blasphemous. Oh, Rick Perry got out early, didn't he? Will Rick Perry be indicted? Eight of Wands, there's talking. King of Pentacles, the King of Cups, Magician, Ace of Pentacles. No. Crossed by the Three of Cups. No. Three of Coins, 10 of Coins, Page of Cups, 7 of Wands. No, he may be in defense mode. So we might have to come back to that, actually. Because as of right now, there's a no, but why are you defensive? Why are you defensive? So I did automatic writing last night. And because I was asking the names of my guides. I'd never been really interested before. I just know you're there, so I'm fine with that. So, but I wanted to see what names do we get. So I got a Jack, but it looked like Jeff. So I said Jeff at first. It's like, no, this is Jack. So that's a Jack. Then there is either Susan, Sarah, something of that nature. Either one works. So it must be maybe one's the first name, middle name, because I didn't get a correction on that one. And then I got Clover, but with a Q, Lover. And I'm like, okay, that's unique, but okay. And then there's a fourth one who is sort of my mediumship teacher. And so I'm writing, and it's just circle after circle after circle after circle after circle. And I'm like, that's not a name. There's just a bunch of circles. So I try it again, and it just keeps making me loop and loop and loop. And I'm like, but it's not loops. I'm going to show you what it kind of was. It was like this. So it wasn't circles. It was this. And I'm like, okay, what is that? And I tried it so many times. It was clover, Qlover. And so I'm like, what is, and I tried it, and it just kept coming up, looped and looped and looped. And so I'm like sitting there, I'm like, okay. See, Jules, this is where I was going. I'm like, so I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, gotta be quiet. Be still and listen. This is what my lesson is in this life. Be still and listen. And so I'm like, okay, you bring it to me. Hi, Deb. You bring it to me. You tell me what these. Hi, Sheila. Tell me what these loops are. And so I get it can be limitless because it went on, as you've seen. It just went on, and I just get to the end of the paper, and then I tried it again, and it just went on. I even looked, but I didn't move. It just kept doing that, and I'm like, okay. And basically, what it was saying is, does this sound strange? But I'm gonna say it anyway because this is what came to me, and it is something for me. So it's not something for us, so you don't have to get it. So I'm gonna tell it to you anyway. It says that my name exists outside of time. I'm like, okay, so this could be some sort of angel or something, right? Because Jen did a reading for me and said that you have a mediumship teacher or a guide that is very old. And I said, yes. Actually, when I got this deck right here, if I can find it, there it is. When I got this deck, y'all remember, for those who've been here for a while, I said I love decks that are just vibrant. I can't stand the Rider-Waite because it's so dull, and it's this and this and this. I like vibrant decks. And now my favorite deck in the world is plain black and white sketches. So who would have thought? But when I got this deck, I touched it for the first time, and then boom, there it was. It was a book and then a light. There was just a big bright light. And so I'm like, oh, this is new. And so this is this very, very old, outside of time thing. And its name is irrelevant. And in my search to know it, I just got limitless, like infinity. So I call it Eterna. And Eterna is the name of this one because it's eternal. And I'm like, okay, that's your name then, Eterna. It's outside of time. So like I said, it might be an angel or something that's going to always exist, but not come back here. So it's not a reincarnated thing. So I'm like, okay. I can't with the Rider. I have the Rider-Waite deck for one reason, and that was to teach the tarot. That was it. Because all of my decks are based upon this. And so if I'm going to teach, this is the way to teach. Thank you, Pat. I always need it. God bless you. Yes, I have I don't feel like moving stuff, but I have a Rider-Waite in there. That's this darn big. And so, yeah. I guess, Lama, I don't, I let it be. Like, that's all you need to tell me. I sat there and let it come to me. If you're not going to tell me, then I'm just sit here until I hear something. And then I got the outside of time and this. I'm like, okay, then, because again, I never was interested before. I just, as long as you're there, then, Christine, Lori showed us hers because she's had one for 40 years too. And Like some of the pictures are just ate away, like she's been using that thing down to the ground. But it's too pale. Like I love the authentic look of it, how it was designed in 19 whatever 18 I think, or something, 1914 I think. But it just does not. Like I need it to be more vibrant, which is why I got the radiant rider weight, and then I was just fine. But this one here, I can't. It doesn't resonate with me at all. And I hate that plaid back on the. What is this? Who grandmama couch y'all made some tarot cards out of? Where's my thing at? Oh crap! Did I put it in here? Yes, I did. I like a worn out deck though. So here's the thing, actually. Believe it or not, the book that I read came with the deck called the Gilded Tarot. This deck right here came with the book. That's the one I learned out of. Yes, Donna, I have, but I can't draw. But I actually would recommend a deck called the Wizard's Tarot. I got it in my Amazonian, so let me look it up, and I will tell you exactly what it is. That's not Amazonian. Amazonian, my oldest. It was called The Wizards of Waverly Place. The Wizard's Tarot. The book that comes with that deck is phenomenal because it breaks down the meanings very well. If you want to use reverse, that's in there too. And it also has sections quartered off, like it'll say the fives and what 5 means in the tarot, the 6, what the 6 means in the tarot, the 7s, what the 7s means in the tarot. So it breaks it down very well. I love that book. I would recommend that one, or get the Radiant Rider Waite, because this is basic. The Radiant Rider Waite comes with a great book too. I like all my decks too. The ones I have now. I gave away all the ones that I just couldn't. But so Radiant Rider Waite has a great book, and the Wizard's Tarot has a great book too. And the Wizard's Tarot is not cohesive, but I'm gonna use that word anyway because I don't feel like searching for another one. It is cohesive with the Rider Waite. That is not the word. Oh Lord. Oh, absolutely, Debsy. Thank you, Karen. I didn't get the RuPaul one because I've never seen the show. And so I'm like, this would be so, like, what am I, who are these people? Like, you know what I mean? The book, I'll just get the Radiant Rider Waite. It's called Radiant Rider Waite. That has a good book with it. And there's another tarot. Both of those are tarot decks. And the other one is the Wizard's Tarot. I have Jack Q, but the procrastinator in me and the Gemini in me just has not done it. The Wizard's Tarot is not $1,200 because I wouldn't have definitely never bought that. Hi, S&J. Oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I've never seen the show, so I think that would be lost on me. And then the haunted house one I never did get, but it's got such great imagery on it, though. But yes, I wanted to write a book on tarot, but I didn't, because it's kind of like the way I do my tarot classes. I don't want to go deep into stuff. I just wanted it to be simple enough for a person to understand it without being frustrated with learning the tarot. Oh, thank you. Uniquely Mahogany. It's.com. Like the star, it's loaded full of symbols. I don't want to go into all the symbols. Learn the symbols at another time. Learn card association and definition first. That's what I want to teach. Learn symbols at some other time. That's just what I think. You can do what you want to do, though. But all this stuff is symbols everywhere. It's a symbol in every card. But that's a lot to learn on your first go out when you're trying to learn, these cards. And then there's astrology attached to it. Like, that's a lot. Yes, by Barbara Moore. Barbara Moore, it is safe if you get a Barbara Moore book. She is a very good writer. And so you'll probably be on the right track if you get a book by her. Josephine Ellershaw, that's the one who taught me tarot. But it's just a bunch of stuff in there. Like definition, card association. That is the two things you need to learn first. And then let all the rest of that, come to you as you want it. If you are heavy into astrology, then boom, Then go for it after that. And if you want to go through the symbols, if you want to go through all the other stuff, go ahead. Numerology, exactly. There's a bunch of stuff in these cards. A bunch. But then secrets, you just got to start, like I said earlier, start small. Don't try to do it like nobody else. Here's what you do. This is the first thing you should do. Take your cards, this big old deck. This is all you need to read with. That's it. Just these few little cards. Just it. Just take 10 cards out of the deck and read with just those. Is there a guide for card association? I don't know. I made my own, actually. But I can teach you. Just let me know when you're ready. And so that's just start with a few cards, because all you're trying to really learn is card association. Don't do the whole thing. Don't try to do all 78 cards, and don't do a 10 card spread. That's a lot to try to keep up with and keep in your mind at the same time, because you're going to be doing this, and there's no shame in doing this, because I did this for many years. Even after it clicked, I still did it. Okay, what does this mean? You can still do that. That's fine. You're going to do that for a while. And there's a lot to keep in your mind when you have to go back and forth to the meanings. So take a few cards just to learn card association. Do a 3-card reading. Do 1 card in the middle, and then let these 2 cards talk to that one. And that'll get you some good card association. Or you can do this. Go through and flip over 2 cards. And then try to make 1 word or 1 sentence or 1 message out of those 2 cards. How do I pick the 10 cards? You can call it just something guiding you to it, because, you can call it random or you can call it being guided, however you want to do. But just try to make 1 word or 1 sentence or 1 message out of those 2 cards. That's how you do card association. Am I teaching classes, teaching live? No, I have classes on Patreon. For instance, and if these confuse you, These court cards, these queens and kings, take the suckers out. You don't have to use every card. That's your cards. Don't let nobody tell you what to do. So the 7 of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords is rest, retreat, relaxation, recharging your batteries. That is its core meaning, is retreat and rest. Its core meaning for the 7 of Pentacles is patience and harvest. So patience, rest. So take a step back and have patience. That's how you do card association. Take a step back, have some patience, and rest. Retreat. Gather your thoughts. That you're just basic. Just take 2 cards and just do that. Don't try to be 10 cards and figure out what all that means. Start very, very, very slow. Because it's already bad enough that 1 card has like 17 meanings. So it's like I say, the star card, it's hope, it's healing, it's also future, center of attention as well. So it's like, how do you know which word to use? It's a whole bunch. It's a whole bunch that could be very frustrating when you're trying to learn tarot. But just take it short, little doses. Don't try to be, an overnight reader. Low doses. That's what I had to do with this Lenormand, which is still kicking my behind. Because for whatever reason, I cannot string them together. I think this is just my spirit has a block. It doesn't want to learn the Norman. I think I'm trying to force it, is what it is. Because I'm not really even interested. I just like cards. I like cards. I like cards a lot. They're my favorite things in the world. And so I always get asked, hey, do you watch this channel? If they don't use cards, I don't watch it. And not because I don't like them, but because I just like cards. I like cards a lot. I mean, I only have 120 decks, so of course I do. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Jace's channel is under Jace Harnage. No problem. Adventure Spirit, since you got your cards, if you need help, you just let me know. How many decks do I have? 120. They're all sitting right here in this box on the floor right now. I would lift it up, but it's a heavy sucker. And I don't feel like doing all that. It's right here, though. They're all in here. I can, well, Tres Leche, I've never tried, but I'm going to go and say no. Hi, Adrian. Adrian, Jace is going to go live in about 4 minutes. So we're going to all go over there. Jace does not use cards, but I told her that all she need to do is pick out the deck she wants, and then we'll go from there. So maybe she is setting up right now. See, here's the thing. I don't know how to schedule a class for, because I am usually not awake at this time of day. I want to try playing with tarot cards, but how do you clean the energy out of cards before the reading? So here's what you can do. There's a few things you can do for energy cleansing. Number 1, you can sit the cards in the sun. The sunlight, moonlight cleanses everything. Number 2 thing you can do is you can get a crystal. If you have some sort of ritual or maybe incantation, as I used to call it, but prayer is a little softer of a word. Take your crystal, clear crystal. Take you a clear crystal and, say spirits, guides, God, ancestors, whatever you want to pray to. No, we as soon as you go live, Jays, we going right over and ask them to cleanse your cards. It's the intent. That's really what it is. You don't need a ritual, but it's the intent. Spirit and God or guides, whatever you want to call it, knows what you're doing. Oh, Jace, you're live now? Okay, well, I'm going to finish this one question and then here we come. And so just ask your spirits, or you can take sage, like, the herb sage, and then push your cards over in that smoke that comes up. And so there you go. That's how you cleanse your cards, should you want to. Okay, well, I'm going to go to Jason's channel now. And y'all have a fantastic day. And I'll probably try to come on again either tomorrow or maybe even tonight. But we'll see. So y'all have a good day.